Is this thing on? Alright. Ladies, and gentlemen, hun. No, I'm just shitting you. Hey, look. What I'm doing is, this is going to be a series, and I don't know how to blend in my tapes, so I'll cut them off, you know, whenever I can, so they record pretty good on YouTube. I don't know how to do that stuff too well, but what I do know how to do, I know how to fabricate. So I'm going to build an air raid siren, and I'm going to show my step-by-step method of how I'm doing it, since I've never built one. You guys can all laugh and be happy about it, because it's going to be very difficult. But one of the things I'm going to do first, as part of the air raid siren, is my control box, which I received. Oh my god, I received it. It's broken, so I have to fix it. It's pot metal. You know, it's from the 30s or 40s. I think it's from the 30s. It's for the relay trains back in the Chicago days, when they first started that shit in the streets, you know, they had the relay boxes. It's one of those. It's cool shit. I ain't kidding either. I love that thing. It's perfect for what I'm doing, because all my stuff is old school. Anybody who's watched my welding videos knows that. But anyways, I'm putting this together right now. This is my bench right here. This, you see that? That's my aluminum bench. That's the first thing I'm sliding on. And the way it slides on, it has these guides that I put on there. And I slide it on there. And then I've got a hole drilled right here. And that goes there. And this is my next piece of work, and it has no guides. Let's see how to focus again. My fingers are okay. So anyways, this has no guides, and as far as like that right there, but you see how that slides under that? Sort of locks it down. And the bolts that I hold my I got a piece of pipe and bracket that I welded together and bolted up to this, and a umbrella slips down in that in case it like snows, which I ain't been doing much of, or rains. And when I get the money, I'm gonna get a 9-foot umbrella, because the 6-footer, well, a 6-foot works, but I just want a bigger one. Like everything else, when you get older, it seems like it gets smaller, like the buggies at work. But anyways, so there's that piece, and then this next piece is my table. See, this has guides on it, and I slip it in here like that, and then this pushes down. That little chain link holds it down, and that slips there. And so my whole aluminum bench is covered now by iron. That's my little tray to hold shit, and that's, you know, for rod. That's my vise, and that's my table. So anyhow, the box, if you haven't seen it, is this box. This box opens up. Oh my god. It's all jacked. Anyhow. Are you kidding me? The fuck you... Alright, this is my box. And I'm going to restore it. The black's probably going to come off on the outside. I don't want a black. But it's broke anyhow. This lid is broke. You can see right there it's broke. It's all jacked. You can see it's pot metal. And everybody's got their own way of doing pot metal. And they all think their way's the right way. But I do mine the way that I know that works. And that is Mexican TIG. I take some 60 series 5P, and it doesn't matter what kind of 5P. I prefer the 6010, but 6013, anything will work. 1/8 inch. And I take some 332 LH, and I beat the flux off of that, and I fire it up. And I deposit plenty of metal for the heat. And then after I get the metal in there, then I grind it. I grind it down to where I want it to be. It holds, it's done, and it's done deal. Which I'll show you in my video. But this is going to be a super long series because it's going to take me a while to figure everything out. But anyhow, that piece that's missing right there, you can see it's gone. It's going to be either cut out of that, cut off of that, or cut off that little piece, that little thing. And what's going to tell me what I want to use is this, which I got to take inside and let it heat up. But that's a mic I bought. I got other mics, but this mic works. It's a digital mic and micrometer, and it helps me a lot figuring out what I need. And what I need to do is I need to cut a little piece of metal, and I need to match this rim right here, that rim that goes all the way around. So I can probably do it out of a piece of this, but what I'll do is I'll find out what I want to use, and then I'm going to mic that and find out how thick that is, and then I'm going to grind whatever piece of metal I'm using to replace that part down to the same thickness. So once I install it, it'll be the same thickness, and then all I got to do is clean it up to look right. But you can see there's a lot missing right there, and I'm gonna have to grind this part right here flush, at least halfway straight, get rid of that knot. Well, anyways, get rid of that and make it flat, and then welt that on there and welt it to this right here. So it all fills in, it looks like it did, and then there's a crack right here. You can't really see it. It's getting darker. But that's the crack right there. I'm gonna take all the paint off. I'm gonna put a little grind on it to fill it up on both sides. See, it's cracked right there too. Son of a fuck. But it doesn't matter. I'm gonna restore it. It's gonna be whole again. I paid. I don't even want to say now. It's so embarrassing. But only because it's broke, not because it wasn't worth it. It's just broke, and the guy that sent it to me swore up and down he didn't do it. So, and he swore on his mother, his wife, and his kids, and his dogs, and whatever else he swore on. I don't know, but I believed him, so it is what it is. I'm going to fix it. I'm going to make it whole again. I'm going to be whole, and it's going to work for what I want. And then this box, these two big, see this hole right here and this hole right here, they're not going to have anything coming in. They're going to have something going out, which I'll show later on in my videos. And then the switch to turn it on will be right here. And it's a nice little box, and it'll be part of history, and I'll have something 1930s on my rig, which is older than anything else I got on my rig. The oldest I got, I think, is 1942. So it's gonna be cool shit, or cool stuff. So stay tuned, and when I'm fabricating the piece, I'll show you how I'm fabricating it, what I'm doing is step by step to fix this box. And then for all of you that are geniuses at welding, you'll see how I weld pot metal that's from the 1930s, and you can see that shit's, you know, it's all brown looking, but it'll weld. I've done it before. I've welded stuff from the 40s, and at the Elklutna Powerhouse, I fixed a couple door stops. They weren't regular doors either. I mean, these things were gigantic, big enough to fit 2 semis through at the same time. But the stop was broke, but it was from the 40s, so I said, let me try it. I have a buddy that told me how he does it, and that was back in the early 80s, and I tried it, and it worked. And from then on, and that was 97, that's how I've been fixing my stuff. So stay tuned.